Alright, welcome back to your first Chrono Trigger speedrun. We have just finished the Black Omen, taken out the Queen's final form, and now Lavos is coming forth. This is, I think, going to be the last video in the series. We're going to go through the Lavos Gauntlet and then the Lavos Core fights. So this gauntlet will go from Dragon Tank all the way through Giga Gia and then the final Lavos Shell. Thankfully, their hit points are very similar to what they were when we fought them, so they're really like pushovers at this point. So, and we get to menu in between each fight. So we're going to start with Chrono Luca Ayla. And the first two fights, we're going to do a Falcon Strike. Now, unlike the other fights in this game, where it'll show you like tech points earned, blah blah blah, like that stuff, and we'd usually like do auto battle to make that go away faster. These fights don't have that, so it'll just say Lavos changes attack mode. So it's a little bit of a habit to like get out of like trying to hit the auto battle at the end just to make that go faster, and instead hitting like turbo or hitting confirm. All right, same thing here. Falcon Strike. This one's Heckran, so he's magic only, so we're going to do a Luca Flare. And then one more Falcon Strike here before we change up the party again. Okay, say goodbye to Chrono and Ayla. They're done for the run. Alright, and we're putting Robo in first and then Magus. So Robo, Luca, Magus again, and this is our party for the rest of the run. And here we're going to do Omega Flare. Oh, I actually should have given Luca a couple mid-ethers too. So I'm going to do that now. Alright, should be plenty. So this one is Nizbel. So you got a Lightning 2 with Magus first. And then Omega Flare. Next one is Magus. We're going to do a little menu in between. We're going to have Magus the sunglasses. Right now he has the blue gemstone, so we want to give him a little more power. And then we're going to give Robo the blue gemstone. So now he'll lose his 999 health, but he'll have the blue gemstone instead. And for this fight, this is much like the original Magus fight, where you attack and he will change the barrier. And so we're looking for good barriers are fire or shadow at this point. So fire will be Luca's Flare, shadow will be Omega Flare, the triple tech. And if it's lightning, then we have to use Magus Lightning. If it's ice, then we have to just attack again because we don't have anybody with ice for this. So we're going to start off attacking with Robo to figure out what the barrier is. And it was Shadow, so we got lucky. So Shadow means we can kill it in one hit, and that is just going to be Omega Flare. So yeah, if it's fire, it'll take 2 flares and potentially an auto battle attack, I think, to kill. And then if it's lightning, then you just kind of have to, well, lightning and see what the next barrier is, kind of thing. So, all right. So for Tyranno, we're gonna flare to get rid of Azala, and then we're gonna wait for defense to go down, and Omega Flare 3 times to take out him. He has a lot of hit points. Usually in the menu, I think in the notes it says to Turbo Ether before this fight. A little optimization I found is you can if Luca has 20 MP here at least, you can come in here, flare, and then have Magus Turbo Ether her during the fight, and then you can auto battle here. It doesn't matter if you hit, because we're just waiting for the defense to go down anyway. And then as soon as it goes down, we'll start Omega Flaring. So a little optimization, less menuing. There's 2. 3. Now you do want a high ether before Gigagia on Luca. So yeah, if you didn't notice, Omega Flare does a lot of, it uses a lot of MP for Luca, but not as much for Robo and Magus. Alright, Omega Flare. And 2 Omega Flares to kill Gigagia. Alright, and then this last fight is just a mid-ether. Mid-ether on Luca. And a high potion on everybody, which isn't required, but it's just usually a good idea. And if for some reason Magus is under 20 MP, make sure he gets a mid-ether too. Yeah, this will be 2 Omega Flares as well for the Lavos shell. There you go. After that, he screams and we're going in. Okay, this is the final 2 fights, but this is the last autosave right here. Also, fun fact, if you want to do a New Game Plus after this for whatever reason, make sure you save here. Because if you didn't save throughout the whole run at all, when it tries to make a New Game Plus save, it's going to make a glitch save file that is a New Game save that has access to the vortexes. So that's a weird glitch that I found. But for regular runs, you don't need to save here. Like I said, the autosave is right here. So if you fail, you can come back and do it from here. We are going to do a shelter here. And then battle speed. What does the note say? The battle speeds say 6. I would say as a beginner, go slowest. I still sometimes do slowest. It's just very, well, it's still, I wouldn't say it's comfortable. It's still very fast. So yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. So this first fight is pretty scripted. I'll talk about it a little bit. We're gonna go in. He's gonna open with nipple lasers. Robo's gonna die. If Luca dies, it's gonna be tough to do this fight. So if Luca dies, she didn't get enough XP in the Black Omen somewhere, or she's not wearing the right equipment or something. So just noted, Luca and Magus have to survive the nipple lasers, because what's gonna happen is Magus is going to Athenian water and revive Robo. And Luca's gonna Mega Elixir, and then all that has to happen before the arms start throwing things out at people. So it has to be a little fast. Once that happens, and then next ATB, we're Omega Flaring, and 2 Omega Flares kills 1 arm. And then the last arm, we have to do a fire tackle to kill it off. And there's a little bit of weirdness with the RNG where if you're not fast enough, it will get a curse off that will make it so your status ailment protection goes away on one character. So just note that if that happens, when Dark Will finally happens, you may have to like use a panacea on somebody. And then once Dark Will happens, actually I should say when we fire tackle that arm, we also throw an elixir on Luca because she needs more MP because of all the Omega Flares. And then it's just 4 Omega Flares to kill after Dark Will. It's pretty simple. You shouldn't have to do a whole lot there. There's a strat where you would do 3 Omega Flares and then do a Mega Elixir and then do the 4th Omega Flare. This helps set you up for the next fight, so I suggest doing it if you can. But not required. All right, here we go. Yeah, and Magus can sometimes get the ooh, Luca barely survived. Magus can sometimes get the ATB before the nipple laser, so just make sure you're not auto battling and wasting his turn there. We're gonna Athenian, and then you got to be quick about getting that Mega Elixir. So Luca is probably not on item. She's probably gonna be on tech. So just make sure you're ready to go down and hit into items to get Mega Elixir. The other way to get around that is you can, when you're in Magus's menu, you could pop out and pop back in real quick to get Luca her ATB, and then when you Athenian during the animation, you can just bump her into Mega Elixir. So that's another way to do it. Okay, there's the sights. We made it in time. All right, first Omega Flare. Second Omega Flare. Get ready to fire tackle with Luca or probably Robo because he's faster. And once it does the life healing on the body there with the one arm, his next turn is that curse thing. We don't want that. So make sure you try to get into Robo's menu right when you see Luca get ATB, basically. Because we want to fire tackle. That's the default target. And then Magus can elixir Luca to refill her MP. And then most likely you won't get everybody's ATB before Dark Will, but if you do not Omega Flare until after Dark Will because defense won't be down yet. So, all right, here's our first Omega Flare. And yeah, we're popping off 5k a pop here. Here's our second. We're gonna get an Umbral here, I think. Yeah, Umbral Embrace. Here's a third. All right, now Flames of War may hit Robo, so it's maybe good to wait for that to happen before you do the Mega Elixir. And then I like to bump over to Magus's. Magus is on item, but if you put him on tech for this last one, since Robo was on item, you can put Magus on tech to do the last Omega Flare. This way, when we hit the next fight, Magus can immediately hit Barrier on himself, and that will save us if he gets hit by a lightning attack. So the next fight, the last fight, is the most hair-raising fight. As soon as we Omega Flare this, we're gonna get that. Here, I guess we'll get the dialogue. So yeah, so this fight, the left bit is immune to magic. The right bit is has a defense up-down thing, so you can't hit it until defense goes down. I mean, you can, but it won't do much damage. And then the middle piece is the most annoying thing. It can come around and slap you, physical damage. It can do the lightning thing, which is magic damage. It can... and then there's these eras, right? You have these eras of the 1000 AD era, the 65 million BC era, and each one of those eras, you'll see the different backgrounds and stuff that happen, have different things that he can do, and if he's alive, that he'll do the things. So the scariest thing on this route is the 65 million BC route, era has a very heavy physical attack that only Robo can survive, and so to make Magus survive it too, we use a shield sphere on him, and we also need Robo and Magus to be max health as much as possible for that. So that's one thing to keep in mind. If you see 65 million BC, Mega Elixir, shield Magus right away, and Luca will die, but at least they'll be alive and you can kind of recover. So first thing coming into this fight is you want a barrier with Magus, and that will save him from any lightning magic damage death. Anybody else, if they get the lightning damage thing, they will die. Robo can survive the slap. I think everybody else will die. And yeah, so ideally we get an era, like 1000 AD era is nice because you get Demon Star, which is just half HP, so nobody dies. But yeah, the first thing we're gonna do is attack the left bit with Luca and hope she gets a decent shot, like at least 500 health. And then rapid fire fist the left bit with Robo, and we need Robo's health to be good because he's got the crisis arm on for that, so keep that in mind as well. Magus can also in a pinch attack the left bit for some good amount of damage, but we want that left bit dead first. As soon as the left bit is dead, we wait for defense to go down, and once defense goes down on the right bit, we're just going to Omega Flare the shit out of this guy, and 2 Omega Flares will kill the middle, but after another Omega Flare or 2, we'll summon him back. And so you have a certain amount of time when they summon the left bit and the middle one back again before defense will go up again. So you can keep Omega Flaring through that, but you have a limited amount of time. So sometimes if you only... it's 6 Omega Flares to kill the right bit. So if you say you have 3 Omega Flares left to kill, it might be good to kill the left bit. Take a second and kill the left bit again, so that defense stays down. But if you have 2 Omega Flares left or 1 Omega Flare left, like just go for it and it'll be fine. What else can I say? This fight can just get wild. So, and we need all 3 people alive to do the most damage, and so it can be rough. And you kind of got to roll with the punches. So let's see what happens. And we also get some really good music. Alright, so I'm barriering with Magus. The notes say Mega Elixir right away, but we Mega Elixired in the fight before. So it saves us a little bit here, that we can start with that. So we're gonna do this, we're gonna do attack. We're gonna hope Robo can get this off before getting hit. Good. Alright, so left bit is down. See, if we would have waited, he might have got screwed. Oh, there's the lightning. See, that's why we barrier there. Alright, defense is going down. We're immediately Omega Flaring. I'm not even going to heal Magus. I'm just hoping we can get 2 Omega Flares to kill the middle off. We're shifting to 1000 AD here. That's fine. And then we're Omega Flaring. This will kill the middle. This is our second Omega Flare on the right bit. Now, when you got the right bit alone, it's good to Mega Elixir if you, yeah, it's a good time to Mega Elixir. And then get another Mega Flare off. Alright, so we got 3 more to go? So you can either YOLO it, or you can try to take out the left bit here. The other thing you can do is try to take out the middle. So 2 will take out the middle. So let's do that. This is number 4, I think. We might see a Demon Star. Oh, he's gonna slap. Okay, so that's unfortunate. So a slap will kill anybody except Robo. Alright, we're getting status ailments removed. It's not good. Oh, he's slapping Robo. That's fine. We're gonna Omega Flare and get rid of this guy so he stops being a dickhole. Alright, but that's gonna do a counterattack from the bits. So be prepared, whoever initiated the Omega Flare. Alright, so I think we have 1 more Omega Flare to kill at this point. If I counted right. Yep, and that's it. That is, it can be that simple. It can be. Will it be that simple? Probably not. That fight can be very hair-raising, so just be prepared. Be ready to revive, be ready to mid-ether, or high-ether, or turbo-ether. Be ready to Mega Elixir like a boss. And then, of course, if 65 million BC era shows up, you need to Mega Elixir and Shield Sphere Magus ASAP before the main attack goes off. And like I said, you saw me holding in menus, and I'm quick into the menus. If you aren't, Lavos don't give a fuck. Like, he will start doing shit at you while you're thinking. So always be in a menu when you're doing stuff. But yeah, my friends, you did it! Your first Chrono Trigger speedrun! I hope you enjoy running this game as much as I did. I learned it in 2023, and I've been grinding it ever since, along with my 10 other games that I like to speedrun. If you liked this tutorial, leave me comments on the videos. Feel free to come join the Chrono Trigger Discord and ask questions. We're always there. There's a PC/DS channel there. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching this long series, and enjoy the run. Get them PBs. Bye!